Hello, it's a Friday before Christmas. It's a lovely, mild day, and I've just dropped my wife off at her parents' on the Straits estate, and I've got about 2, maybe 3 hours where I can spend over Baggeridge Country Park. I've got my binoculars ready, I've got Twinkle, my Bedlington Terrier. Let's go and see what we can find. You can't come to Baggeridge Country Park without paying a visit to White's Wood and the tawny owl. It's a regular rooster in the oak tree there. You can see it just at the top. It's where the trunk has given way in some storm or something in the past. It's created a small cavity, and the bird is it's regular. It's as reliable as you can be as far as birding's concerned, in terms of saying something will be there. So just zooming in on it once more so you can catch it there. I've only got a cheap camera, so it's not very high-tech, but you can just see the bird there. It's probably a better shot. Just pan back a little bit. It's quite camouflaged, but if you know where it is, then you know where to look. There's a robin there. It's come quite close. People do feed the birds at the country park. Sometimes they just take seed around with them and scatter it on the ground, and the birds are very wise to that and follow people, hoping to get some free food. So this robin's come down very, very close. You can see him there, silhouetted against the sky. Lovely bird. This is Lydiat's Hill. It springs from White's Wood, and it's quite a sharp climb up here, so when you're at the top you've got a good view. It's mature woodland, and I have seen lesser spotted woodpecker here before, but at the moment it seems very, very quiet. But this is the time of the year to see woodland birds, when all the trees are bare, the leaves have gone. It's a definite winter scene. This is the bag pool. There's a male mallard there and a coot. Also a couple of moorhen on here, but apart from those 3 birds, nothing else at all. It's just a small pool, but there's a good reed bed section at the one end, which is good for warblers in the summer. It's very quiet today. It's a winter's day. Kids are at school, not many people out. I'm by the visitor centre, and there's a goldfinch there, just landed in the hedgerow. Off it goes. Just seen a kestrel hovering there over some rough grass. It's dropping down and gone beyond the trees. It's reappeared there. It's hovering again, dropping down. There it goes, off in flight. And Twinkle's got herself a little friend there she's playing with. She loves to chase dogs. A flock of greenfinches in the tree there. About 20 birds. I've seen 1 goldfinch in with them. So it always pays to look at flocks, because although there may be predominantly one species, you never know what's also in with them. That's the chimney at Baggeridge Brickworks. There's been a peregrine on there in recent weeks, but unfortunately it's not there today as I've walked around. That would have made a great shot, wouldn't it? Peregrine perched on the chimney. just scanning to the right, and a couple of miles in the distance on the horizon you can make out Sedgley. There's the parish church of All Saints up on the hill there. Sedgley is where I live, so that's my home. There's Twinkle, my Bedlington Terrier. I like dogs, but I love Bedlingtons. And when possible, I take her out birding with me. She's no trouble at all, and she enjoys the walk as well. These are the cress beds near the spring pool. They were built in the 19th century by the Earl of Dudley, on whose land Baggeridge Country Park now exists. They're no longer in use, but you can find cress growing here in small quantities. This is where the spring pool cascades into the island pool. The island pool is the last in a series of pools and ponds as the stream works its way down the valley, and this forms the boundary between Baggeridge Country Park and Himley Hall. A moorhen on the island pool. People do feed them here, and they are quite receptive to people walking past. They think there's some free food on the go, but this time I just want to photograph the bird, not feed it. A robin there and a number of blue tits, and I've just spotted a coal tit as well, so it would be great to get that on film. There's a coal tit. Not a very good image. I've had to bring the camcorder up as well, so I haven't even got it on the tripod. It's wobbling around. I'll try and get a better shot of it. A little flock of long-tailed tits have just arrived, and they've just gone as well. The coal tit, well, there are actually two of them, still there, but proving very elusive. There are 5 robins in this area that I'm in now. I think it's one of those places where people feed the birds and put out a handful of seed, because the birds are very reactive here towards people walking past. There's a coal tit. Maybe catch it for a few seconds. It's very active. Just trying to zoom in on it. Oh, there you go, it's off again. No, there it is. Coal tit once more. There it goes. It's time to get my wife now, get back to reality. I've had a nice time over Baggeridge Country Park. I've enjoyed it very much, and I hope you've enjoyed the film. And for once I managed to capture some birds as well. I did hear a raven briefly calling when I was by the spring pool, but although I looked and searched and scanned, I wasn't able to see the bird, but I heard it just very briefly. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll see you soon.